Hey, I'm Michael. Do you remember my last video about these touchable light cubes made from paper and simple electronics? So now watch this. I have a webcam here and one of my light cubes, and if I light up my light cube in different colors, my game reacts to it. So I'm inside my game. In this video, I want to inspire you to use my touch cubes to get kids into creative coding. Because connecting the real world with games and interactive art is a great way to teach kids about programming. After this video, I recommend you have a look at my previous video on how to create these touchable light cubes. Building these is easy and you only need a few very cheap components. At the end of the video, I will show you how to turn this into an interactive dance floor. But first, we need to understand the technology behind it. For programming, I used Scratch, a block-based programming language for kids. It's free to use and you can use it directly from within your browser. Or you download the desktop app. Scratch can use a video stream as an input and analyze the colors in the picture. If you need a good introduction to Scratch, you will find some interesting links in the video description. Scratch is about these blocks that snap together to create code. The most important blocks for our project have to be added first. So click Add Extension and find Video Sensing. Now you find the blocks Start Video and Video Transparency. Click on Background and add this little program to the background code area. Then test your program. To make ScratchCAD sense what's going on in the video, select it and add the touching color condition to an if statement. Turn off the light and pick the right color from your webcam picture. Then you define what should happen if the color is detected. Easy. Now, if you light up the cube in a certain color, ScratchCAD meows. So let's add a music instrument to the scene. The saxophone will get 3 conditions for the 3 colors of the RGB LED inside the light cube. To add music, again click Add Extensions and choose Music. Now you can add notes and choose from different instruments. What you get is an instrument that plays different notes when you light up the light cube in different colors. Basically, kids can create their own input device for games that way. And then they can get creative with the Scratch programming. They can create simple games, like my Star Drop game or any other game. Or kids just make some music with it. I link to my Scratch files in the video description. Before you recreate this together with kids, I want you to know where I was struggling so that you don't struggle. I use a cheap external webcam that is a bit better than the one in my laptop. Webcams seem to be really bad at picking up the color of a light source. So I created this marker template to get brighter and not so bright regions. If the light is still too bright, add another marker on top. What you want to achieve is that you can pick well-saturated colors from the picture inside Scratch. Always pick the reddest red, the bluest blue, and so on. If this is working, you can experiment with mixed colors like yellow, purple, and teal. It is important to have a very dark room. Put Scratch into full screen mode when testing and take a step back from the screen. That way, the light from your screen will not affect the picture too much. For playing games, it helps to attach something on top of the touch surface of the light cube, so your fingers feel where to press. I used small magnets. It also helps to have really thick spacer strips in between the tracks of your Switch. I tried to take this even further, so here's what you can do with some little extra effort. Again, it's a great project to make together with kids. You can make an interactive floor to step on. These stepping buttons are basically just bigger versions of the touch area of our light cube. It is a folded paper with 2 tracks of conductive tape. Attach a small piece of Velostat where the tracks cross each other after folding. I printed my templates on colored paper, but white paper will be fine too. Connect everything with some wires. There is an illustration of the wiring for download on my webpage. The 3 wires from the 3 colored step buttons go to the 3 corresponding tracks on our touch cube. The other one goes to the track underneath our switch. Wires are attached with conductive tape. Glue some paper in between the switch so that there won't happen any accidental connections directly at the touch cube. Put cardboard arrows on top so your feet feel some feedback if they miss a button. When everything is finished, glue the step buttons to a piece of cardboard and lay it on the floor. Then put the light cubes on the table and have a webcam film it. Now you have an interactive floor that makes music and light. And of course you can make this floor even bigger with more touch cubes. For programming, I recommend to have some buttons have a steady beat on repeat and other buttons that play a short melody when stepped on. Once it works, it is very easy to play around with the code and change the sounds. To take this even further, I created this little dance game prototype. You have to step on the right spot to hit the arrows and collect points. If you're done playing with the interactive floor, disconnect the red wire to make sure the battery does not run low. So these are my ideas on how to get kids creative with coding, and I'm excited what games you come up with. To get started, first check all the links in the video description. I have created print templates for the markers and also the step buttons. To start coding, I suggest to first have a look at my Scratch files and tinker around with them. If you want to know how to make one of my touchable light cubes together with kids, have a look at my last video. In my next video, I want to start a series on solar motors. We will start by creating a little robot, so if paper engineering and simple electronics for kids is interesting to you, you might consider subscribing. Thanks for watching and see you next time.